Hey everybody, the Banga is back. Welcome to part 23 of Let's Play Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. Alright, I'm gonna go over what I've been through the last few days since recording the last episode. Well, I had to redo Yugi's campaign, which by the way, if you complete one campaign at least once, the levels go up by 30 for each of your enemies. So for example, if you fought a level 40 monster in the first campaign, they go up to level 70 if you've already done that campaign at least once. With that, I had to get another Red Eyes Black Dragon from completing Mission 12, as well as getting another regular Dark Magician for Mission 6. Then when I got another Blackluster Ritual, I turned Gaia the Fierce Knight into Blackluster Soldier. Then I had to get another Gaia the Fierce Knight in the next mission after that. Then I had to redo Yugi's campaign a third time, not just for leveling up my monsters, but if you have an original Dark Magician, you can get King and Yamamakai and Reaper of the Cards after Mission 6, which is pretty good. I did not have to do that. I could have waited until later, but I want to do that for you guys, just to show off a complete roster. Well, from Yugi's point of view at least. Now, when you're doing another campaign, make sure you hit load game and not new game, otherwise you erase all your progress. At least I think that's what happens. And we really don't want that. So I've already completed Yugi's campaign. Let's do Kaiba's campaign next. That intro is in your face. Can you imagine doing that with Oculus Rift? I fell into a burning hand of fire. Oh, that's not how it goes. Huh. This is the sick research facility? What a cheap-looking building. And it took forever to get here. I know. If this didn't have something to do with duel monsters, I would have turned them down right away. SICK does have the same kind of work as Kaiba Corp, but it's an American company, right? Right. Their involvement in duel monsters is not something they advertise. But the company is world-renowned overseas for its incredibly realistic imaging and virtual reality technology. It's not really a game company, it's more like a scientific center for imaging technology research. But their technology may be able to help improve the dual disc, right? That's the impression I get. The invitation says they want to show me a new product and discuss a joint venture. It sounds like they're ready to test their prototype. Let's just see what they have to show us. We can figure out what we want to do after that. Thank you for coming, Mr. Kaiba. My entire staff and I would like to welcome you. Isono? Huh. I didn't expect to run into you here. So this is where you've been working since you left Kaiba Corp. I did enjoy working for you, Mr. Kaiba. Whatever relationship we had ended when you left Kaiba Corp. I don't care what you do with your life. Alright, let's get this over with. What is it you want to show me? It's right inside, sir. If you'll just follow me. We've asked the president of Kaiba Corp here today so that he can evaluate SICK's latest invention. All of us here at SICK are very excited about today's test. We're looking forward to collaborating with Kaiba Corp on game technology development. Let's cut to the chase here, shall we? You need investment capital to sell your technology. You want to use duel monsters to help you sell it because you need a product tie-in, right? Ellipsis. And you figured out you could use me since I've invested so much money in duel monsters already. Well? Ellipsis! Your silence speaks volumes. As it turns out, I need some new tech anyway, so I might as well take a look. Is this it? Yes. This is SICK's latest simulator, codenamed Kingdom. Just what are you trying to pull? It looks just like our dual disc. This is just a prototype. We're only using the dual disc for packaging reasons. It's all original SICK hardware on the inside. How is it different from the dual disc? For starters, Kingdom is not set up to use cards. The disc is just a terminal to the duel monsters world, which is created by the SICK supercomputer. By allowing players to enter the world, the game can support multiple players at the same time. The world has already been constructed. We'd just like you to play the game as you normally would. It sounds like a network game or something. I see. It certainly sounds different from the duel monsters we know today. Kingdom is a fantasy world. The card monsters there are alive. The empire that rules the world is currently dealing with a population on the brink of revolt. The two of you will join that world and try to complete the game. Of course, you'll both participate in the game as different game characters. The game is currently set for a few hours, and we'll be recording your play data from here. It sounds fun! Let's play! Okay. Something about this doesn't feel right. Isono is up to something. It's no coincidence that one of my former employees is involved. After all, he headed up development of the dual disc and the dual computer. Sick. That has to stand for something, but what? Wasn't that other guy's name? Year 336 of the Sigvart's Empire. After 300 years of ruling the Rondeval continent, the Sigvart's Empire is faced with a crisis. Since the 12th Emperor Haishin ascended to the throne, corruption and brutality has spread through the Empire. The people feel suppressed, but their complaints have fallen on deaf ears. Yes, this is the same intro from Yugi's side. Haishin and a select group of his underlings have been living in the lap of luxury. Their lavish lifestyle, supported by heavy taxation, has pushed most of the populace to the brink. People on the fringes of the Empire have responded with rebellion and revolt. And at the capital Sigvarts... trouble? Alright, now we're going to transition to Mode 2, which is inferior to Mode 7. There, now you're locked in. What the? Ugh! Kaiba! Wrong? Kaiba! Kaiba, what's wrong? Please look at me. Oh, my head. What's wrong? You just collapsed all of a sudden. Where am I? Where are your manners, Kaiba? You stand before the Emperor. This is the capital city of Sigvarts, and we are in the Imperial Palace. We were in the middle of a meeting with His Highness before you passed out. Don't you remember? No, I don't. I don't remember anything. Pull yourself together, man. I expect more from the head of my Imperial Guard and my best warrior. Let's go over the plan again for Kaiba's sake. Listen well, if you know what's good for you. We've gotten reports of a fairly large revolt taking place on the Mariah Den Plains in the north. There are several marshals assisting the resistance army there. We must capture them. None of my other generals seem up to the task, so Kaiba, I want you to hunt them down. Take the Imperial Guard and strike the fear of the Empire into them. Well, don't you have something to say? I believe Lord Kaiba is still not quite himself. Perhaps he is suffering fatigue from his strenuous activities? Your Highness, Lord Kaiba's present condition makes me a little anxious about leaving this entirely in his hands. With your permission, I would like to accompany him and offer my support. They missed two there in that dialogue. I understand. Permission granted. I trust you do not have a problem with this, Kaiba? Sure. You're right. Kaiba is acting strangely. Do not let me down, Marthas. Yes, sir! Seto! Mokuba, you're here too? Yes. It looks like I'm a member of the Imperial Guard, and I report directly to you. This place is unbelievable! For a virtual reality program, it sure is realistic. It's a bit too realistic. I don't get the feeling that we're in control of the game at all. I think it's safe to say that we've been trapped in this world. That was probably the plan all along. Just wait until I get my hands on that wretch Isono. While you were at your meeting, I did some research. In this world, dual monster duelists are called marshals. Haishin used that word in my meeting with him. Marshals, like generals, are the central player of each blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Tutorial, extremely rare. Well, there are only two. Well, now we get a third one, by the way. We can control up to 3 monsters, and the monster leader determines the speed and how they move. Yeah, we'll figure this out. How did this happen to us? I don't know, but it looks like we're stuck playing the rules we've been assigned. Isono did say it was a game, so maybe we play the game all the way to the end. We'll find a way to get out. That's right! Every game has got to have an ending. Well, almost every game. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but playing this game out seems to be our only option right now. Since you're not quite well yet, allow me to explain our strategy. This is a map of the Empire on the Rendezvous continent. And here are the Mariah Den Plains, nothing to do with Mariah Carey, by the way. This is where they are revolting. The Mariah Den revolt is quite large, but our Imperial Guard should be able to quell it easily. The Emperor's orders are to wipe out the Resistance forces completely so they never think of revolting again. This is your chance to prove yourself in something other than drills, Kaiba. Keep your opinions to yourself. Now, continue. Since you're not feeling 100% right now, remember to be careful when assembling your teams. You can have up to 3 teams, since you, Mokuba, and I are all marshals. The enemy is supposed to have several marshals as well, but they'll be no match for us. As long as you don't drop the ball. Go ahead and assemble your teams. A man as skilled as yourself will create some exceptional teams, I'm sure. Yeah, considering I kicked out the monsters from Yugi's campaign. Alright, so these are the monsters that Kaiba starts with. Hitotsume Giant, Crawling Dragon, and Sagi the Dark Clown. Because we've already completed one campaign, they start at level 31 instead of just 1. Also, since we do have a Crawling Dragon, this would be a good time to class change it right away. So why don't we get one of our Call of the Graves, and now we turned it into a Dragon Zombie, which is even more powerful. However, I don't feel comfortable about that as a leader, and Hitotsume Giant is likely not going to get any better anytime soon. I would like to keep Sagi the Dark Clown though, because I believe he will get better later on. However, I would like to get a better leader. I think we're going to go with... where is it? Ah, there it is. Blackluster Soldier. So those are the items I gave it. I don't want to give it too many of monsters from the original campaign that I did through Yugi, otherwise, then, I'll be too overpowered. Some people might recommend it, but I don't want to do things that way. First, I'll give this guy a black pendant, a deal of phantom, and then a red medicine. Alright, I got some red medicine over there, so why don't I replace that with Monster Reborn? As for Sagi the Dark Clown, I'm obviously going to give you the Book of Secret Arts. You're not going to get a deal of phantom, by the way. Not at an appropriate level to start using some actual spells yet. But now, I did get a Soul of Obelisk, and unfortunately you get extra copies just for defeating them, or in Yugi's campaign. And because, you have to have a marshal with Master of the Egyptian Gods to use it, I'm going to put it on Sagi the Dark Clown, and then we'll pretty much be doing this. I'm going to go with Blue Medicine this time. Mix it up a little bit. Now let's take a look at Mokuba's team. Okay, so Mokuba gets the discount ability, which is not bad. And it'll allow us to buy items at reduced prices, which is actually not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. He has Three-Headed Geto, Armored Lizard, and Zaragon. Zaragon kind of sucks for me, so I'm going to replace him as well with Robotic Knight. Now, Robotic Knight did manage to get an ability while I was leveling it to Overdrive Random Blast, which targets everyone. Armored Lizard, I don't know if I'm going to keep. It'll probably just be like a standard attacker, so to speak. But I would like to keep Three-Headed Geto, because once it levels up, it'll get stronger, of course. Some monsters actually do get good abilities when they level up, and others, they only just increase their stats, and that's as far as they go. Hitotsume Giant being one of them, there's no real point in leveling it up, because it's not going to get any better for you moving forward. I mean, sure, it'll get adept in certain environments, however, that's not what I look for in a monster. I want them to be able to use other abilities. So, that'll be good for now. And Marthas gets a monster we haven't even seen! Dark Plant. Now, it does have the ability to poison right away, which is actually pretty good. So I might want to consider keeping that for the sake of, wreaking a little bit of havoc. Enchanted Javelin would be very good. And also give it Silver Bow and Arrow so it never misses. And you get a Blue Medicine as well. Really gotta get some more red medicines in Monster Reborns. Dark King of the Abyss could also be very good, so I'll give you a Blue Medicine, a Black Pendant, And I think we're gonna go with a Monster Reborn on you as well. Water Girl, I don't think will be any good. So we're not gonna bother putting some items on you. I would like to give this guy Reaper of the Cards, though. Because once it levels up, Soul Eraser gets an ability to confuse. And I already gave it some items, like Black Pendant, Red Medicine, and Monster Reborn. So, this should seem like a very decent team. It's not going to be game-breaking. However, I don't want it to be game-breaking yet. You know, just to give me a little bit of a challenge. I know it's only the first mission and I'm saving already, but I might as well. We've arrived at the Mariah Den Plains. The enemy is hiding in the town of Rizfan. They will not come out to meet us. Well, duh, we are quite strong. Why don't we give them a little demonstration by attacking the nearest village? We take gold and supplies from towns and cities that aid the resistance and defy the Emperor. What better way to stuff the Imperial purse than by taking a rebel town, eh? Currently, all of our teams are holding position in Mariah Den. Let's select a team to send out to one of the nearby villages. Blah blah blah. Tutorial. Yes, let us get started. Okay, so this is what we gotta deal with. Malay Ruka is the commander, and Giselle. And Giselle is over there. Nice mustache, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna send Mokuba over here. I say once we take a village, they're actually gonna start moving. I'm gonna send both Kaiba and Marthis over here to Rumapan. Actually, I'm gonna send Kaiba south of the village. Because there is a monster we can recruit over here. You have to go south of Rumapan to find it. Oh, I found it right away. Luckily, it is Kaiba's team. I thought it was just gonna be directly south of the village, not like southeast. Okay, and we find Baphomet, level 30. It doesn't have any abilities, just like Field and Forest Adept, but that's not gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. Okay, we don't have any abilities for our attacks, but that's okay. It's a good thing I used that class change right away to make this monster a lot stronger. It gets a nice bit of action points, too. So this will be an easy monster to recruit. So I'm going to consider using that on one of my teams right away for the sake of fusing it with Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, to make Chimera. There we go. We're off to a really great start, given that, well, we got an advantage just from doing another campaign before. And, you know, doing the campaign more than once does give us plenty of time to grind out our monsters to be super strong. Dragon Zombie must have a hell of a lot of lung capacity to breathe out like that. And none of our other monsters level up. Well, Kaiba did, which is good. So there, now we got Baphomet. That's going to be really good for us. Alright, I'm going to send Kaiba to the main base right away. I say once Marthis takes this here village... Oh, never mind, Mokuba takes it. We have control of one village and are hunting for any traitors that might have gotten away. Once this news reaches the Resistance army, they'll have no choice but to come out and face us. When they do, you can either fortify your defenses or take the opportunity to crush another village. What are your orders? Facing the enemy in a castle or town will give us the upper hand. Okay, it looks like Giselle is heading for us right away. He's got Mystic Horseman, Giant Bug, or whatever that's called, Big Insect, and Kanekabuto. Well, Kanekabuto has armor, so we gotta do a little bit more damage to break its defense. But its attack is very awful. Okay, we should do just fine there. This is gonna be a very fast mission. I mean, if I just went with, like, the default monsters, it probably would have taken a little bit more time, but then again, we got more items. Also, we can't really buy anything because, well, this is only the first mission. Remember, you can't even build any, like, fortifications in the village either, because tutorial missions don't allow it. We have encountered the enemy marshals. It should be an easy win. Blah 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 blah. Curse you, you imperial curs! You will not break the will of the people. You kind of look like you're already broken. I mean, your eyes seem to be squinting. Alright, so the battle music may sound similar, but it's slightly different based on the campaign you're doing. Alright, so Robotic Knight gets a little bit of action right away, so let's try this new ability. It's not spectacular, but it gets the job done for the most part. If one of them wasn't guarding, it would have been a lot better. Sadly, none of these are spellcasters, so I won't be able to do any extra damage with these attacks. From, well, 3-headed Geedo at least. I'd say Armored Lizard will be replaced real quickly as well, because I don't think it's going to get anything new that's spectacular. Right now, Robotic Knight is going to be the monster I rely on Mokuba's side for the time being. But that might end up being replaced too. Who knows? Remember, I do like to mix it up and give almost every monster a chance. Because, you know, there are no rare candies. I can't just level them up while they're on the sidelines. And I'm sick of looking at monsters that hardly got any action points or, well, levels at all. And they're just sitting there. Because what if I find myself at some point where I have to use them? Very rare, but it can happen. Alright, let's see if we can take out that Kanekabuto right away, or Kanekabuto. We're not getting a lot of action points at the first of it. Remember, our martial levels are so low, so the bonuses will also be low. So far we got the advantage on points. We got like almost three times the amount. Ooh, that crit was timely. Huh, I'm armored. It's not gonna cut through. Okay, I only have like enough action points to do the special. So let's do that. Good, it didn't miss Big Insect. Oh yeah, I forgot he's got like several action points left. I think Armor Lizard's gone. No, he's still in it. Never mind, he's down. So that was not a spectacular start on Mokuba's side. Taking a nice bit of casualties. But at least it's down to 2-1. We still won, but it doesn't look like we'll get a ton of experience for it. Oh, but he leveled up anyway. So that makes me happy. And because he lost, he's got to wait 5 seconds. That sounded a bit Japanese. Yeah, different campaigns actually got a different announcer for the Konami code, which is a nice touch as well. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I mean, this guy got a ton of action points. Luckily, it's only 4 left, but still. We gotta do a nice bit of damage to take it out quickly. Oh, I think you know what, I should have used a healing item. Who's got the Monster Reborn on our side, at least? If it was 3-headed Geedo, then I kinda shot myself in the foot. Oh, no, wait, he's got one, too. Okay, every one of us got one. Well, then that's not too bad. I say we can just bring everybody back. Or what I should have done is let Mystic Horseman attack Robotic Knight several times, then bring everybody back, and then he's going to be at our mercy. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. drag this fight out a little bit. Got no reason not to. We're gonna win anyway. Okay, I'd say like 1 or 2 more attacks and it's over. So, hit me with your best shot. Oh, you're probably not gonna hit me at all. Marthas didn't even get to fight. That sucks to be him. He seemed like a little bit of a ass kisser anyway. So I don't really like characters like that. Be a little snobby. But, oh well. Kaiba's pretty much gonna wipe the floor with this guy. What's he got? Ryukushin Power, Dharma Cannon, and Octoburster. Well, I like Octoburster, but it's not gonna be a factor here. Attack the enemy base, and we'll win, blah blah blah. I fight for the people! I will win! No, you won't. Your name is weird. Okay, so these monsters should definitely not be a threat. Oh, one of them guarded. You know what, now would be a good time to test out these Egyptian god. So you know what, let's do that. Alright, so once you use Soul of Obelisk, you get Obelisk the Tormentor on your side. His level is basically going to be reflective to the levels of the monsters that you have. It's just going to be averaged. Now this could be a bit of a good idea or a bad one, because now it's going to be 3-on-1. I like this battle music too. Alright, remember you do have your special, so it wouldn't be a problem to use that right now. If you're lucky, you take 2 of them out. And I took none of them out. But Obelisk can tank those hits no problem. This is the first time we're seeing Dharma Cannon as well. Okay, none of them are guarding. I'd say one more Omnihand Crusher and it's over. So let's do it. Oh, I missed one. Really trying to drag this out, game. Obelisk really doesn't like it when you shoot beams at his pectoral muscles. So I'm going to use my forehead laser flash to kill you. Done. Alright, so, well, that was an easy win, given I used a god card, but still. Or god item. Remember, we're not using cards. Even if you defeat me, there are others that will avenge me. No, there aren't. You did it! Well fought, sir, even if you're not feeling quite right. Those rebels now know what a foolish gesture this revolt was. Preparations for the public executions are well underway. What a sight that will be, the rebel fools. Be quiet, or I'll rip that tongue of yours out and feed it to the dogs. Yikes! I won't get Ryukushin powered right away. Okay, so we did get a monster reborn that I was looking for, but no red medicine. Bandits! That's stage 2. After the Moriaden massacre, resistance forces seized their open defiance, fearing reprisal from the Imperial Guard. Instead, the resistance started attacking small Imperial security forces across the continent. The Empire has been unable to restore public order. These are taking advantage of the situation, forcing the Emperor to send Kaiba to restore order in the Empire. The Emperor gave the Imperial Guard direct orders to subdue a particularly nasty group called the Bandits. The Bandits seem to be focusing their activities on Vaxi Island. We cannot give these thieves their run of the Empire. We must stop them. I suppose you have a plan? We will pretend to be a supply unit transporting goods along the Central Way Road on Vaxi Island. If we make it look like we're unprotected, they're sure to attack. That's when we turn the tables on them. It should be easy for one of your talents. Huh. That reminds me. I believe you received some blah 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 blah. Yes, more tutorial about items. Which I've pretty much already shown earlier. Now let's see what we can do about Mokuba's team. I think 3-headed Geto, as good as it could be for terms of confusion. Actually, you know what? I might replace... Berthaman's only level 1. That's gonna suck. But I think I'm gonna make him the leader. And I'm gonna give Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, to Mokuba as well. That'll pump the level average a little higher. So with that, why don't we give Berthaman a black pendant? We're gonna give him a red medicine. And polymerization. So that'll be good for fusion. And how many polymerizations do I have? I only got 3. I have to buy some more. And Deal a Phantom is not really necessary at this juncture, given that you level up quite a bit. So that's pretty much the only changes I'm going to make. Now, I could consider Ryukushin powered, but I don't think it's going to get up any stronger. So I'm just going to stay with this team for Kaiba. I do like to use some spellcasters from time to time, because they could be useful. But right now, not so much. Yeah. This is pretty much... You're going to be on the sidelines for now. Alright, so I'm going to stop the video right here. Thankfully, this video was not 40 minutes plus. And in the next episode, we're going to take out some bandits. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.